and welcome to the Weekly Roundup. We're up to Division 1 already, and I'm with Trevor Greg.
Hello, mate.
How's things?
Yeah, very good.
Good week?
Good, yeah, good week. It was good weekend too.
And I'd like to thank our sponsors here behind us, and obviously the Portland Hotel here for giving us a bit of room to do the results each week. So thank you very much.
How good was Saturday?
Oh, very good. It was, mate. We smashed it. The calling of the game at Teacher Gully versus Soldier North at Pertaringa Oval, and big crowd there. They had 10 reunions. Was it 10 reunions all from 86, 91? They went in five-year lots, and there's hundreds of people there behind us, and they have a very big day. It was by the Teacher Gully boys.
How's that book by David also?
That's awesome. So a guy spent 3.5 years voluntary, didn't get paid a cent for it, do the history of the Teacher Gully. It would have been, I'm sure I can show it thick as, and it's up for sale now, but the amount of research that went into that was absolutely awesome. So you can ring the club if you want to have a copy of the book, and I'm sure that it'll be worth $1 million in a few years' time.
It's amazing when you go out there to play football, the perspective that you have on a club and the players and people that run that club, and then you go back to like Saturday when I went out there and not playing against Teacher Gully anymore or anything like that. You see the club in a different light. The people there were brilliant, really nice, and it's a very well run club.
And thanks to Teacher Gully for having us there as well, for saying, look, yep, we'd love to have a call-out game. It's very special day for the reunions they had there, but gee whiz, that book is amazing. Anyway, we'll get straight into it. So the first game we got Ross Trevor and Adelaide University. It was Ross Trevor 11-7. Sorry, I've got to do my IT skills here very quickly. Do it quickly there, can you?
17-11, 113 to Adelaide Uni 10-9-69.
Probably not no surprises there, I think. No, so Ross Trevor, they've had a very good year. So we'll get straight into it. Ross Trevor. First ace with 4, Heath Kemain, mate, he's always up there with the goal scorers with 4. Fantasia, again, exactly the same up there with the goal scorers with 3. O'Malley with 2, and individuals to 4 other players shot in there. Best players, O'Malley, of course, and Holm, Bacanello, Kemain, and Nelligan.
And for unis, Robinson, Wills with a couple, Morn, Alessi, and then a few other boys chipping in. And the best players were Cottrell, Noonan, Painter, Bateman, and Walker.
Yep. So, and again, we get straight into it. We've got now, was this the upset of the round? Or
upset of the year? When I saw this on Saturday, I almost choked.
We did, exactly. So Henley have had a very poor year. I think the coach has decided not to go on next year, and this sometimes happens also. You haven't heard that? There was a couple of weeks ago now, he's decided not to go on.
Oh, sorry, Henley. Oh, yeah, sorry, that one I thought me.
Henley, they've not had a good year, and the coach decided not to go in. There's probably somebody else looking after the coach at the moment, and sometimes this does always happen. I'm not sure.
I think it is Ryan Sampson that's running it at the
producer knows who's doing after Henley, Sambo? It is Sampson, yes it is. So, but gee whiz, so Henley have taken on Goody Saints and won by 10 points. So it's Goody Saints 6-11-47. Could have won by, they could have actually getting poor kicking again, sorry. And Henley 8-9-57, so well done there to Henley. Okay, the goal kickers, Henley Longman with 4, Kitto, Broadbent, Graham and Fairclough. Sam Fairclough there, ex-Eagles player, back in Plane A's. I think he went bush for a little while and played C-grade at Henley there for a while. There is a mosquito around here. And the best players are Longman, Bock, Geddes, Radley, Enright. So Jack Enright, he's come out from he left the Eagles during the year. Now he's playing some damn good footy at Henley, so well done. And Fairclough.
And for Goody Saints, Eric Kells with 3. He's always getting on that score sheet almost every week. Anderson, Gelling, Brooks, Pinto, Theodolu and Burgess for the Sainers.
And nice work there, probably no real surprises there. No. Well, there was a big surprise, so as we were saying, but good way for Henry probably to finish off the year. There's one game to go, so you never know what will happen next week either. So. Okay, next game, Payne Royal Union, probably, even though they won, probably not quite happy, only won by 8 points over Port District, so it's Payne Royal Union 16-13, 109 to Port District's 15-11, 101, so it's a bit tight there for Port Payne to come into, who are probably sitting second at the moment, are they third?
Yeah,
Payne third, so probably a little bit close with comfort, I think, for Macca's boys, but obviously Port District sitting 7th, so very close comfort there. So we've got anyway. The goal scorers was Agarastas with 4, Davies with 3, Leghetto with 2, and individuals to 8 other players actually. Sorry, and best players Agarastas. Sorry, O'Leary, Murison, Nunn, and Pride.
Yeah, and Giannini getting in there, the better players, fairly good player too. And for districts, Batty with 4, Heffernan with 3, same with Williams, and McInerney's got 3. And the best players were Big Heath Pocock, McInerney, O'Neill, McIntyre, Rosenthal and Weistra. And did he play? Yes, he did. Our main Iscahorse. Very good at taking a picture and using social media in Iscahorse. Very, 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 very good at it.
We'll move straight into PAC. PAC and Arnie Jets, very no surprise there. We said it was going to be a big win to PAC, and as such it was. 22-14, 146 to Arnie Jets, 6-5-41. So gee whiz, you can't take anyway from PAC this year. They have just smashed it. They've gone from Division 3 to 2 to 1, and they're on top in Division 1. So, and a majority of their players are old scholars as well. It's not as if they've recruited from outside the old scholars. Forward, we've got Wicks, of course. He was Nord Reserves player last year, come and played A grade, and he's doing very well. So, but well done to PAC.
Because Prince Alfred don't pay their players because they're all old scholars.
Well, I'm led to believe.
That was a question without notice, wasn't it? You've got to be diplomatic here.
Very diplomatic.
You have to be. No, but they have done unbelievable. I've been so impressed with Prince.
Their social media is just outstanding. If they said we need someone to goal umpire, it's out on social media. Someone says, yep, I'll do it. That's in Division. We've got five teams. That's Division 4. So yep, I'll do it. So just all around the ground, they've always got someone helping out.
Same thing with the club rooms. They put it out on Facebook. One bloke said, "No worries, I'll just go down the bank for you."
And
no, he actually went into his right pocket and said, "Here's
$4 or $5
$8
million later. $8 million was it? Yes. And here we are. So. But no, well done to the boys. They've done very well this year. So goal kickers: Ashby with 5, Bartlett with 2, Gratz with 2, Castry with 2, Pappas, and then as individuals, there's got to be about 10 or 11 other goal kickers there. So they really did spread it around that day. Probably trying a few things coming into the finals. Best players: Perryman, Castry, McNamara, Latchford, Coles, and Hugo.
And for the Jetters, Harder. He's straight down the line, isn't he?
Very hard, is it?
He's a very talented player and blows hard, I've been told. With a couple, Ryan, Stewart, Gill and Dicker. He's our mate, Dicker. We love that bloke. Taggart, DeVal, Gill, Westall and Cabbers were the better players there for the Jets.
Now we're done PSC and they're going to be very hard to beat in the finals, I believe. So anyway, the last game, we
here we go.
This is it. This is the one we called, and what a great day. We did speak about at the beginning of this. What we're doing here. Anyway,
we're making home movies.
We are making home movies. So exactly. Oh my God, that's a bit of a tongue twister. We've got Teacher Gully, talk on Salisbury North, 13-12-90 to Salisbury North 5-10-40.
I love this game. It was brilliant, but I don't think the score does it justice. This game.
Salisbury North did not.
No,
they were very good all day. Just unfortunately, Teacher Gully did get control. Just probably 10-15 minutes each quarter, and just ran away and kicked a few goals. So, but Salisbury North, they kept up to them. Played it very hard. The first 15 minutes as we saw, they just went at it at that first quarter, which you even mentioned. So look, they've just tightened up this game, and they hope they can continue it. They couldn't. So.
Do you think there's too much love going for Joshy Hand at the moment?
There certainly is.
I mean, the bloke's unbelievable, but you know when you look at best players and results, and you think, oh, I must have been watching a different game.
I thought McKay, he was in the best players, but I thought he was by far the best players. The sentiment that he was on the ground all day, handballed out to any running player that went past, but they may have seen it differently. But we'll just go straight into the goal scores. Melville 5, he was outstanding all day.
Yeah.
We saw Stent with 2. He was Min again. He was outstanding. I think he did get the best player. We thought he played very well. Efflick, McKay, the McKay brothers got 1 each, and Spittle. And then best players we said Min, Melville, very good players. McWaters, Hand, well. He's in there, so he may have done something. He may have been told to do something, and he did it. And McKay, of course.
Is it Andrew McKay?
Andrew McKay, yes.
Andrew McKay. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, the sentiment. Yeah.
And we both said on the side the same with the producer, the pig, that it did like his brother as well. Jack.
Yeah,
was
surprising.
Great.
I would have thought Hand may have played well and probably did the job he was told to do, but I thought both of McKays would have gone in there.
I think it's because he cut his mullet off. I didn't recognise him. But Wagner, is in the Johan Wagner? No, I didn't think so. But and once again, Wagner getting best on ground for Salisbury North. Solly was he was pretty good. He just clunked everything. But I think for Teacher Gully, I liked Bilby's game. Penny was the other one, and I'm trying to remember the other lad's name that went into the ruck. Melville. He was really good, and I thought they come off, and then he went into the ruck and did really well for me. So Salisbury Drainer with 2, Hood, Wagner, Evans Jr. Evans Jr. was the ruckman for Salisbury.
I thought he would have been the best players as well. He played very well.
He and of course Teacher going missing Koshel, but I thought he was a standout for Salisbury North. So Eichner, Drainer, Stengel. I thought Stengel was good, but he did play. But I didn't think he had the impact to allow him to get third best. All due respect to him too, great player and great bloke, but I thought, I definitely thought Evans Jr. would have been,
absolutely,
would have been in there. So, yeah, unfortunately,
some good grabs all around the ground. I hate that word rucked all day because he's certainly in the ruck most of the day, and he took it out to a few of the players. But anyway, straight into this week's game. We've got Goody Saints and Teacher Gully. Gee whiz, Goody Saints are not having a good year this year. It's probably one of the worst years in probably 15 years that I can remember. But I think Teacher Gully win by quite a big margin this week.
Yep, for me, Teacher Gully, Goodies to get the second loss in a row.
Now, both aren't having a good years. Only Jets and Henley, they're probably 9th and 10th at the moment. I'm going for Henley this one after a good win last week. The coach has said he's not going on. New coach is just taking over, maybe trying a few different things, and something's happening with him just to finish off the year.
He's a massive footy brain, Sambo, and that's what I've been told by Ricky. Ricky obviously coached him a little bit. But it's interesting too because you've got Unley and Henley, as you say, bottom 2. Yeah. Goodwood Saints lose this one and say Unley get this. They're only one game clear of the relegation, so Goodwood Saints. So and with one game to go afterwards, I think there'll be a little bit of this going on, a bit of twitchies. So totally. For me, I like Henley.
Yeah, no, I agree. Then we've got Payne North Union and PAC. Look, this is going to be a crack of a game. I think Payne North Union coming off probably a close game to they played 8th spot, just who they came to was Port Districts. And look, I'm going to go for PAC. I reckon they're just on fire this year.
Maker said on the radio during the week when he was talking to, I think it was Kane Corns and Radar Riley, that there's nothing really pinpoint, but they do have some guys out. And they said, do you give him a roost or do you give him the rocket at quarter time or whatever? He says, no, it's Gen Y. Okay. There's no point anymore. Yeah. He did last year. Last year, Macca would stand there and hold this thing up that said Pretender on it because they lost a few games that they should have won, and they let a few games slip. So I don't think he's at that point yet. But at home, I reckon it'll be a monstrous crowd. I think Tommy will get his barbecue or his bar going.
He's finished the year too, Tommy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tommy.
They were up by, what do you say? They're up by 18 points to 3.
18 points? No, 30 odd.
30 points.
So
27
points.
Quarter time got done. So he's finished for the year.
Yeah, unfortunately. So he didn't want to talk about that when I said bad luck. He just shut the door on that big time. But for me, I'm going to go for Paynham.
Yep. Oh, okay.
I'm going to go for Paynham with an upset.
Yep. And next game, Soldier North versus Ross Trevor. Again, this will be, look, I think still Ross Trevor in 4th, and Soldier North are 5th. So crack of a game at Soldier North, which is usually very hard. I'm going to change my mind now at Salisbury North. I reckon Salisbury North by a close game.
After that game that they had on the weekend.
They look against Teacher Gully. The scores, it was 40 points or something. But I still think they played very well, Salisbury North.
And the coach was just demanding that they followed a certain style of play and a certain gameplay. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. They didn't come across to one side of the over like he asked them to at half time and 3/4 time. Because we were in and amongst it, Darcy.
Yep, we were.
Saturday. In there in the huddle, asking the questions.
Because we said to a player that helped us with the calling as well, he said Teacher Gully have followed the game plan to a T. Yep. Obviously that's why they had the winning at the end of the day. They just followed to the T, he said, and that's why they've been so strong this year.
Yeah, it was good. I channeled my inner Richo and went into the huddle.
You were very coaching as it was. You could see, yes, they're doing this, and Trevor said, yep, perfectly.
Yeah, Salisbury North for me. Ross Trevor. Get rid of your coach halfway through the year and still be 4th playing possibility to be playing finals.
Weird.
Must be a cultural thing.
Never hear the change, never hear the real reason behind that, but whatever it will be, they're still 4th, and they will 4th make a
bit of white line fever, Darcy.
Yeah, exactly right. So harsh it was, but we don't know the story. Okay, last game, Adelaide University and Port Districts. Again, close game. I'm going for Adelaide Uni. They've just come off a bit. I'm going for Port Districts and upset.
You go Dizzy's on that one. Yeah. There's no way Uni can change their position or get any better.
The finals.
But I think you're right. I think there's too much going on for Districts up front. I think they've got far too much firepower. So I think it's probably one of the first times I've tipped Districts this year.
Is it? Yeah.
I feel I've
just
almost got negative feelings about it.
Coming up, so. But we will go to the ladder. Look, as I said, the top 5 is probably set by 3 games actually. So Salisbury North will make 5. There's 3 games clear of Adelaide University. Port District's Goody Saints. As you said, Trevor, it's out of Goody Saints only Jets. If Goody Saints do lose, only Jets beat Henley this week. Well, it could be one. Goody Saints could go from top to relegation in 1 year, but we'll have to see what happens after that. But PAC, Teacher Gully, Payneham North Union, Ross Trevor and Salisbury North make up the top 5.
I can't remember exactly if Districts played in the finals, or they didn't play in the finals last year, but they were close. But once again, a draw for them is keeping them out of trouble, like it did last year, I think it was. So they're a half a game out of it as well as Goodwood Saints. Yeah. But again, it's been an indifferent year right across the board, hasn't it, Darcy?
Certainly has this year. It's been coaches have been sacked halfway through the year and changes and upsets.
Sanctions and suspensions and hell.
You don't know much about that, do you?
No. The word sanctioned. No, it's been difficult to watch football.
Yes.
In a different way.
Gut-wrenching, that is.
Yes. No, we'll move on. We'll be stronger.
And we'll go to the Magoos.
And Magoo's Corner.
They certainly will be.
Yeah. Now, looking at these results, Ross Trevor and Adelaide Uni, 8-11-59 to Adelaide Uni, 7-12-54, which is a close one there, and Ross Trevor getting up. They've been okay with their twos. They're not too bad. I keep forgetting the bloody coach's name. Every year I do it. Henley and Goodwood Saints, nice win here for Henley too, because the Goody Saints B grade's always been a particularly strong outfit.
Henley had a big setting down there, didn't they?
A's
and B's, been in Goody Saints.
Yeah, it would have been right in the club rooms. 11-6-72 to 9-7-61. Everything would have been phoned in and ordered down at Henley. It would have been a bloody ripping night. Port Districts and Payneham, 14-4-88 to 8-8-56, which is disappointing. Paynham's having a terrible year at the moment. They're sitting second bottom.
But the A's are so strong, and then the B's just come right off.
And playing finals last year too.
The Goody Saints are the opposite. The Goody Saints have a terrible year and sitting second in the reserves.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And then we've got Prince Alfred and only Mercedes Jets. This is a bollocking 17-12, 1-14 to 6-5-41. It's just been a really tough one to coming in. There's nothing worse than coming up a division and then dropping the next year because you haven't achieved anything. Tea Tree Gully and Salisbury North, we saw this one, it was completely one-sided. Salisbury North's twos have been rather, they've been a bit disappointing this year. Last year they were very strong, very competitive. They've only got 7 wins and it was 19-13, 127 to 5-6-36. They're just on a different level, Tea Tree Gully's B grade, absolutely. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there next week for them. Looking on to next week's, obviously, Goody Saints and Tea Tree Gully. I'm going to go Tea Tree Gully on this one as an upset, 2 versus 3. Only Mercedes Jets and Henley. Henley easily. Payneham North Union and Prince Alfred. Now this is going to be a big day all over. But when top plays second bottom, and you've only got 44% for you as a team for the year, it's just going to be a terrible day for Payneham. So Prince Alfred for me. And at Salisbury North Oval, Ross Trevor with Salisbury North. Ross Trevor by, I don't know how many. It's a disappointing year for the Hawks, as we said. And Adelaide Uni, Port Districts in town. Districts sitting in 8th at the moment, Adelaide Uni in 4th. Uni's got a pretty good B grade side at the moment, so I'm going to go for Adelaide Uni this week, Darcy.
Nice work, Trevor.
Thank you,
the
sir.
Magoos as well. So that wraps up Division 1, and we'll see you next week.